The combined time still has them still ahead of his teammate, but in this session, like you said, Alex, needing to find a little bit of time. But Leon Camier looking on there on the left, team manager for Team HRC. And it's been a tough year for Camier to jump into that role, and certainly it's going to be interesting to see how he develops that team going forward and the decisions that they make, especially in terms of their riders for the next year.
Yes, it must be said that involvement at Honda in recent years, well, for a quite significant period really in WorldSBK, has been something of a poison chalice, but there certainly is an opportunity there when you're going into a team that's further down the order to make a step forward with them and to earn yourself some notoriety.
Yeah, when you're up against the likes of Kawasaki and their sustained success for the best part of 10 years, it's going to be a bit of a long road to be able to get yourself back to the front like you would expect a HRC operation to be. But it's taken Yamaha a long time, it's taken Ducati a long time as well to really take that fight to them. So hopefully in the next couple of years we're able to see Honda make that step as well. But interesting there for Ray, he basically seemed to only go out for one lap, come straight back into the pits. So we'll have to find out whether that was planned or if there was an issue there for Jonathan Ray.
No shortage of laps completed though for Ray in free practice too, and I'm sure that whatever it is has, well, I can't believe this, Alvaro Bautista looks to be the latest rider to have gone down. Final 10 minutes of this session, and that's two now who've lost it at Catalunya corner.
Yeah, the last corner, same place as Andrea Locatelli. We'll wait and see what happened for Alvaro Bautista. And that's disappointing for Bautista because you can see they're 8th fastest in free practice too, and only 7/10 of a second off the pace of Toprak. But hopefully that means that he's going to be able to give himself a good weekend, because we saw last year here that he was really strong. You can see they were able to get himself away from that bike and that incident, but he fairly rolls through the gravel there. You could see his leathers were fairly scuffed and dirtied, and once he hits the gravel, he's got no control over that, but able to walk away from that and then climb over the barriers.
Well, I think that's what they call a teddy bear roll, isn't it? Thankfully, it looked soft enough landing in the end for Alvaro Bautista, although I tell you what, the bike looked to go in pretty dramatic fashion.
Yeah, it looked like the visor came off his helmet as well. They're always one of those things that riders don't want to have. It's very easy for a bit of gravel to get into your eyes in that kind of situation, so hopefully Alvaro's okay.
Yes, Alvaro Bautista 8th fastest then in this session, and with that he will call it a day as far as Friday here in Barcelona. 1:43.092, 11th fastest on the combined times, and of course we'd seen something similar happen to Andrea Locatelli just 5 minutes or so ago.
Yeah, Loca losing it a little bit later in the corner, and that's why it was a bit more gentle for him through the gravel trap. You're just going to see that maybe just as he taps on, he just loses that bike. But for Locatelli, it's been a rare mistake. We haven't seen too many from him over the course of this season. He gives a thumbs up to the marshals there, just to say he's okay.
Indeed, Andrea Locatelli then has had a strong session, as has Toprak Gatlioglu. The two of them 1 and 3 at the moment. Toprak first, Locatelli third, Rinaldi second fastest. As we heard from Paul Denning, not too concerned about the outright fastest times, more about the long run pace, and they've been fewer to put in as many laps in this session as Alex Lowe's. Certainly, as I said, putting in as many laps as he can, and gets his time down in this session as well with his latest effort. He is going to get another 1 lap in, although this will be the final lap for the riders in that group, just starting now because there's only 1.5 minutes on the clock. 1:43 flat for Alex Lowe, 7th fastest in FP2.
Yeah, Toprak now comes across the line. He's fastest in this session, fastest overall, and out there trying to do a longer run now in the final half of this session. And Toprak, he's getting good information. You can see there he's still pushing on the run into turn 1. Toprak's never afraid of it, but he's able to still get some useful information. Lapping there down in the 43.4 last time around for Toprak, so that's still competitive times at in this temperature as well. You can see Jonathan Ray just getting out now, so Ray's basically going out now just to do a practice start at the end of this session. He's not going to have enough time to do another fast lap.
Yes, Toprak back wheel one way, back wheel the other way, all in the run down to 1 turn. We did say it is the heaviest braking area, of course, on this circuit here in Catalunya.
Yeah, Toprak shuffle in the run into turn 1, and always spectacular. But it's a style that he's able to do lap after lap, and that's the kind of consistency that you need in WorldSBK now.
That's certainly the quite a style rider and showmanship that the spectators enjoy watching as well. He has earned fans for himself, not just in Turkey, where he's effectively a national hero, but elsewhere as well.
Yeah, and in this commentary box as well, I think everyone's a fan of Toprak and that style of riding and what he's been able to bring to the table this year especially. He's made such a big step forward compared to last year. He was quick last year, he was able to have some really good results and strong performances, but the step forward that he made this year really has been impressive. Second year with that Yamaha team.
Checkered flag falls in free practice 2. Final laps for everyone now to be put in. Leon Haslam comes across the line and improves 1 minute 43.072, so that's enough to move him up to 8th position. The Honda's 8th and 9th places, and there's not something you don't see every day. Someone, a Mr. Number 1, paddling through the gravel trap.
On his out lap as well there for Jonathan Ray down at turn 10 to have had that moment. That looks gets down into turn 10 and an 11, the new reprofiled left-hander at the end of the back straight, so maybe just went in a bit too deep there for Ray. He wasn't going to be able to get in a lap at the end of this session anyway, but for Jonathan, he'll come through to the line and then do his practice start at the end of the session. We're just going to get a replay of it now, and you can see there he gets the shuffle, and with both feet off the peg, we tend to see that a lot from Jonathan Ray, but it also means that you can get yourself a little bit on balance through that corner as well if it's not quite right for you, and we don't have the same amount of runoff on the run through turn 10 that we used to have, but not much of a moment there for Jonathan Ray compared to some that he's had through the course of this season.
No, a little bit of an impromptu stoppie with which to end free practice 2 for Jonathan Ray, and then eventually makes his way through the stones and back onto the circuit. So Jonathan Ray then completes an installation lap in the gravel, and we get to the closing seconds now of free practice 2, with the checkered flag having well and truly fallen. Only 1 or 2 riders who were able to make some improvement, and Michael van der Mark is going to be the latest of them with his final lap at 1 minute 43.213, 8 tenths down on Toprak's fastest in this session. Not an improvement on what he did in FP1 earlier on here today, so it doesn't change the order as far as the combined times are concerned, and neither can Scott Redding with his final effort, 4 tenths of a second down on what he was able to do earlier on. So Redding remains 6th fastest in this session, only 9th on the combined times. That was a much more promising display as far as Ducati are concerned, particularly in the hands of Michael Ruben Rinaldi for 2 or 3 laps of that session.